through. So let's just get this party started. Welcome everybody. I see lots of new faces. That's very nice. Hello. We start these calls off with praise. So if you've never done it before, it's okay. You'll figure it out. It's pretty obvious. This is the moment where we get to show our gratitude for all the people who are really killing it for the TEC. And I want to start off by praising, Zeptimus for going, right? I want to praise Zep for going to all the calls and making sure they're recorded and doing all this work because it's constant. I don't think anyone goes to more calls than Zep does, and every time he makes sure that anyone can go there. It's hero's work. I also want to praise Livia for taking time to herself. This is a great time to take vacation. If anyone else wants to, this is the moment because it's going to get wild soon. So I want to praise Livia for taking the opportunity and making space for it. I also want to praise Tam for her incredible work on Hatcher onboarding. She's really killing it, and every day I see a new ticker up there. We already made over 70 and Hatchers that have given soft commits, and it's more every day. Her diagrams are amazing. Tam's a hero. I also want to praise Lauren and Mitch for jumping in so hard into the TEC, coming from the Giveth ecosystem and just like finding ways to be useful and producing high quality work so quickly. And also Mateo as well, who's coming in from the Giveth ecosystem, also joining the party. I definitely want to praise, I'm going to steal Sam's praise, but I want to praise Sam, Gabby, Paulo, and Tonga, and maybe Sam can help me out. The other people who are actually verifying contracts on Block Scout for OneHive so that they can all be seen and interacted with without a different UI. It's heroes work. It's boring. It's tedious and difficult and frustrating. So I really appreciate their support there. And I guess I'll just pass it. I'll pass it to Livia.
Thanks. Yeah, I want to praise Griff and Juan and Zaptimus and Jake and Marco and Santi and Lauren for participating in the mission, vision, and values, for submitting proposals or commenting on the proposals. It's really important that you guys are there in the forefront of it. And I also want to praise Optimus for posting the calls in each channel. Like this few days that I was off, it was incredible to get into SoftGov channel, and then it's like, oh, if you missed this call, here it is. It was perfect, so easy. Thank you so much, Zep. And I want to praise Griff for leading the SoftGov call this week and holding space for me to take a few days off. And I want to praise Tam for being so inspiring. Today we had a Hatch Outreach call together, and it was really refreshing to listen to her. That improves every time, her narrative of the TEC. And I want to do a correction that I'm holding since last week. That Griff, you praised me, Mitch, and Nate for doing the glossary. The actual hero behind it is Craig. So I want to give like triple praise for Craig. He did this a few months ago when we did it in the forum, and praise, Mitch and Nate and I for going over it and improving a few things. But yeah, the most of it Craig did. And I want to pass to Mateo.
Hey everyone, happy to be here. I want to praise this time Griff for being amazing and do everything he does. He's just wonderful. I want to praise also Blair B for leading the Cat Bootcamp that is happening on Fridays. I assisted to that session and it's really cool. It's been amazing. I recommend you to jump in even if it's the second session. Everyone that is in that study group as well. I want to praise them. I'll pass it to Juanca.
Thanks, Mateo. I would like to praise Nate, Chewy, Sean from Legal, Sean Restrick, Jess, Mateo, Livy, Tam, Griff, and also I would like to praise Dan, Dan, for helping in the gravity survey. And I want to praise Durgadas because he's been super active in gravity as well. And I also want to praise Santi because I know he's been busy, but I know that his collaboration to the step by step that we are going to propose to gravity is going to be super valuable. And yeah, I will pass to Tam.
Hey, so I have a bit of a long list, but I'll try to go fast. So I'd like to praise Jeff for all his generosity with his diagramming Kung Fu and all the helps he's given to me. Livia, because Amazon Jungle and also everything that you do. Marco, Chewy, Mitch, and Nate, and all the progress you're making in comms. Mitch, for having the leading MMV. Cool, congratulations, praise to you for that. Santi, legal is quiet, but crucial. So I want to make sure that he gets the praise he deserves. Jess, for all the warmth and all these new articles that you're working on. Just want to share my praise for you with that. Griff, inspiration every day. Can't overstate how important that is. Katie, for jumping in and helping with onboarding process and all of your cool insights. And Anne-Marie Swan, welcome. I want to praise you for joining our community this week. And I will pass to Lauren if she hasn't gone.
Hey, no, I haven't gone. Yeah, so I'd like to praise Olivia for her awesome mission, vision, and values. It made me feel super inspired. And I actually just sent it to friends, being like, "Look at this! Isn't this great? This is what I work on." I want to praise Vitor for being super hardworking on the dashboard, even though he's like doing tests. He's sort of like jumping into our calls. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still working on my test at the same time." It's amazing. And I'd like to praise Chris is like a new Chris who just jumped into the Params call and was like really, really willing to help and jump on issues and be super helpful. And I want to praise Mitch for being an awesome team player and writing content super quickly and creating memes and making me laugh all the time. And I want to praise Griff and Jake also for leading awesome calls with Params and working super the dashboard, and just like that ending the crypto technocracy board is super fun. It's like makes me laugh. It's like super exciting to get into, and it like all flows really well. So I'm really happy to be part of this team. And I'll pass it to you, Chewy.
Thank you, Lauren. I want to praise Sem, Paulo, Fabi, who were just in the like a meeting earlier for all of this like migration. It's just like I was just looking at that, like not understanding anything, but so I just want to like express my respect, because it's what you guys do is unbelievable. So I want to praise you for that. I want to praise Juanca for our one-on-one this Monday. It was very inspiring for approaching other ways and for just implementing gravity in communities. I think it's such like an essential part. I'd also like to praise Durgaras, because he's been also very present in gravity. I want to praise Tam for all of her support in this, because every time like I'm overwhelmed or like I don't know, just like nervous about getting all of this, she's always there. So thank you, Tam, for that. I also like to praise Katie. We haven't really got the chance to meet well, but I was talking to Tam about your future role in here, and I'm very excited for that. And I'd also like to praise Mitch, Marco, and Jess for all of their work in comms is just something that I'm really like excited to catch up with. And also I'd like to praise Griff for being Griff and inspiring everyone and just pushing. Oh, and also Jake for always pushing for better memes. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll pass it to Septimus.
Thank you, Chu. I want to dish praise to Libby because even if she was on holiday, she was working on the Omega survey. I also want to dish praise to Griff because every time a task is blocked, he's making sure it's not blocked anymore and pushing. I want to dish praise to Chui for introducing Burrito and Bye Bye B and for the bots thing. And yeah, and keep working on making funding solutions. I also want to dish praise to Bye Bye B for all the moderator job he's doing on the Discord. Also want to dish praise to Edu and Jake for coordinating and moving the audits to a better section on the forum. And and that's me. Want to dish praise Tam and Edu as well for the Hatches Reach. This is going amazing and it's doing well. Passing to Sam.
Hello everyone. This week, well, I have some praise for no specific reason, but I have had a lot of conversations with people, and I am so happy of being in this community. So I'm going to praise. I'm going to praise Jess. I am going to praise Chui. I am going to praise Fabi, Paulo. I had some more, but maybe. By the way, thank you so much, guys. Okay, let's praise Septi too, and let's praise Santi. Thank you, and Jake and Griff, man. and I hope that this community is also. Thank you so much, guys, for being there. I will pass it to Griff again.
Great. Let's pass it to Eduardo.
Hello, everyone. I want to dish praise to Livy for coming back and showing the jungle behind her. I want to dish praise to I think I saw her for Suga and Marie for showing up in the AMA, and to Suga, dish to her for the meeting we had yesterday about onboarding. I want to dish praise to Jess for helping me find a video I couldn't find. I want to dish praise to Manu for a call syncing and be on the same page, and for giving his effort to help all the work that he has been assigned to. So I want to dish praise also to Shui, that I have been seeing him in many calls, and I love to see your contributions and your presence in these calls. I want to dish praise to Griff for giving shape to the how to become a hatcher piece. I want to dish praise to Jake for taking the effort and the time to help with the SWAT team. And I want to dish praise to everyone in the SWAT team, which is Metaverde, Jess, and Griff. And I will probably be missing someone. I want to dish praise to Septimus for leading the transparency call, as well as Ivy. And that will be all. I don't know who has gone, so I will pass it back to Griff.
Okay, and Anna Marie, are you? Do you think you got the hang of it?
Got the hang of it. I'm so new here, so I don't have anything particular, but if I can maybe just give praise to you all, because you're doing cool work in the world and you've been very welcoming, so thank you.
Nice. And then the last step is to pass it to someone, if you want it, if you dare.
I'm sorry, I've lost I can't see the names as I scroll over. So if I could just pass it to whoever hasn't been and would like to.
Sure.
Share.
Let's pass it to Benz. I think Benz might be new too. Benz, do you have any praise to dish? Uh-oh. I only see this. Oh, there, you're unmuted.
Hey, how are you? Yeah, so thanks. Praise to Jeff. I think he welcomed me and was super nice, took some time to talk. And everyone else, it seems like a great community. Still trying to find a way to get involved that fits what I can offer. So yeah, thank you all. You've all been very welcoming and excited to have found you all. So pass it. Am I the last one, or do I have to pass it?
You have to pass it.
Who hasn't gone yet? I don't know.
Oh,
Pick me.
Who's
like
that?
Suga. Katie wants it. Take it.
Thanks. Yeah, you can call me Katie or Suga.
There you go.
I would like to dish praise to Eduardo. Well, to those of you to whom I've reached out for meetings this week, and so eventually we'll include everybody. But so far, I've got Eduardo, Marco, Jake. So praise to all of them, and Jess, and of course Tam. And then lastly, I'd like to give praise to Chewy for giving me praise. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Hey, thank you very much. And I want to just praise to you too, because we have a call and I'm excited. I actually too, I want to just praise to Vitor because me and Griff had this talk in a while that I felt really bad. Like, am I taking this kid away from school? Is he not studying? Are we hurting him? Like, what are we doing? Like, I felt like, should we like tell him to go like and finish? Like, I don't want this kid to lose school because we want him to build a dashboard. And I had to have this talk with Vitor because I was like, dude, you're like doing good, right? Like, you're not, this is okay, you know? And he's doing great. His tests are good. I actually wanted remember you get your grades. I actually wanted his report card. I wanted to know how he was doing. So I just praised to Vitor for kicking ass and taking names. I just praised to Lauren for coming in and helping so much. And again, Mitch too, for all your contributions, because I can't write all that stuff. Fabio and Santiago too, for their constant contributions on the other side when Vitor is basically just dishing you work. I want to dish praise to Griff too for helping out when I can't be there. And I also want to dish praise to all of the comments. Is it the comment swarm now? I always get lost on our names. Yes, that's right. I want to dish praise to everybody in the comment swarm and your contributions because they're really turning out and get us there. And I also want to dish praise to Christopher because your contributions in a very short amount of time can't be going unsung. So I really appreciate you coming in and what you've done. Damn it, I wrote all that down. I'm going to just praise to Olivia because it is nice to be out in Mom and to see it and remember where you are and how great it is. And that makes me want to dish praise to the gecko that lives in my house. It's about a foot long, and I probably should get him out, but he eats all the bugs. And his name's Pepe. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give it back to Griff.
Great. And I'll sling it to Fabi. I hope Ivy can find Pepe's Discord handle.
Thank you, Rick. Well, this week I want to dispraise to Marco that he's taking care of the new design for the tech interface. And I think that's awesome. On the other hand, I want to dispraise to Sam for being always present for anyone that needs anything. No matter if he's really busy, he's always present. And the last but not least, also Sam and Paolo for the contract verification party that they were doing a really nice job. So I'll pass it back to Rick.
And I'll sling it to Heater.
Hey everyone, was having technical difficulties earlier, so I hope you can all hear me all right. Sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I will also dish praise to Griff and the Common Swarm team for handling all the applications for Hatchers. Mine went through earlier this week, so I'm super excited for that. And then kind of going off of Jake, I don't work with Vitor a lot, but I know juggling school and extracurriculars on the side is super tough. So I'll give Vitor some praise for doing that and still crushing it. And also praise to Ivy, I think it was, for handling the tweets for the CAD bootcamp. Been helping out with that a bit. And that's all I got. I'll pass if I might be the last one.
Okay, I'll pass it for you. It gets really tough here now.
Oh wow, there's a huge list. Okay.
Yeah, there's actually lots.
Oh wow.
I'll pass it to Jess.
Okay.
Oh, hey everybody. I would like to dish praise to Sam for our great conversation earlier this week and supporting in discussions about building a portable version of conviction voting that doesn't involve Aragon or potential, kind of sparking the match with Luke. Dish praise to Tamra for all the coordination. Dish praise to Olivia for taking vacation and taking care of yourself. Dish praise to Katie Suga for reaching out to me and wanted to welcome you to the community. To Chewy, who's going to take on presenting on behalf of the comms working group today. And Mitch for all of his content that he's been churning out. You're a machine, Mitch. I don't know how you do it. And to Anna Marie Swan also for joining the community. And to Chris Jones, because I feel like we don't praise Chris J enough. He's really worked so hard to support all of the efforts across so many fronts. And Manu as well, Manuel, for all of his work and supporting comms and the TEC community video. Really appreciate you stepping in to do that. And Lauren for her amazing CAD article, and Vitor for all those memes. That was one of the best articles that I've read on CAD, and it was super fun. Great educational piece. And the last one at the top of my head, Eduardo for all the Hatcher outreach. And Zepti, thank you so much, Zepti, for all of your work cat herding me, and for I want to praise you again for the transparency article with Ivy, because that was spectacular. And I'll pass it back to Griff.
Cool. Looks like we're full in here. If Zeptimus, if you could by chance put a link to the YouTube video, just in case people want to watch it live on there, because we are full. This is a packed house. And with that, I'll pass it to Chris Jones.
Hey everybody, good to see all of you today. Just a couple praises from me, just some quick ones. One big one to Christopher for all of his work on the website that I'm working on, redirecting our URL to as we speak. I may need a little more info from you, but I'll talk to you after this call. I'd like to give a bit of praise to Jake for his continued just energy, and he helped me on board to the Hatch, and I'm sure he's doing the same with others just with his energy. So keep that up. I'd like to praise Zep for always being around and available to record and everything like that. And thanks to Jess for, praise to Jess just for all the work that she's doing. Just some general praises. One that's I guess more CS related, but for the piece that you wrote, Lauren, praise to Lauren for the Medium article that went out, the deep dive on the Common Simulator. I think that's really also important. It kind of exposing how we use CAD and all that kind of thing for achieving our token engineering goals. So I'll pass back to Griff.
And I'll sling it to Christopher.
Thanks. And I'll keep it short and sweet. First, I'd like to praise Vitor for the same reasons already stated, like juggling school and work at the same time and making great contributions. And then I'd like to praise Chris for listening to me nagging about DNS questions and not complaining. And yeah, and that's it for me today. Contributions. I'll pass it back to Griff. I have no track.
Okay. Let's let's pass it to Mike Elias.
Okay.
Are you there, Mike? If so, you're still muted. Okay, we'll pass it to Manu. Jump on in, Mount.
Hey guys, cool seeing all of you here. I've never been in a video call with so many people. Okay, so this is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna praise Griff for all the support he's giving and always reaching out and trying to help me with whatever I'm doing. I'm gonna praise Tam for keeping all the project management and commenting on the task and being the glue that keeps all these together. I want to praise Jessica for completing the interview so that I can get my thing going, and I'm gonna praise I want to praise Anna Marie for joining and already jumping on the calls. I want to praise Chewy too for the same, jumping on the calls. And because we're both Mexican, I'm not gonna lie, I'm being transparent here. And I'm gonna praise Septi for all the work he's been doing with transparency. And I want to praise Juanca too for the Gravitons training. I jumped on a call the other day. I want to praise also Edu for reminding me that sometimes I just commit to stuff and I don't follow through. So praise Edu for that. And also I want to praise Jake for there's some really good things on his interview that I've managed to edit and put into the cut. Really good content that he talked about, and Leisha too, Levy. I learned from the interview that it's Leisha, so I want to praise her for also really good interview content that I'm gonna put on the edit, and that's it. Who volunteers as tribute?
So are you saying you want to pass it? I think I can pass it for you to Paula.
Yeah, that's the way of I don't know who has gone and who's left, but you can take the torch and pass it to someone, Griff.
No problem. Paulo, are you?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Griff. Today, I would like to praise everyone who attended the verification party. Griff, Sam, Tonga, Gabi, Chui, Fabi, for staying with us during the whole meeting and helping us to verify some important contracts from Aragon and One Hive. And yeah, I'll pass it back to you, Griff.
Okay, and let's pass it to Santi.
Thank you, Griff. I want to give praise to Ivy and Zeptimus for recording all these calls. It's an amazing they're doing. I also want to give praise to Sam for all the work he's been doing on the last weeks, trying to get everything ready for the Hatch test running. I want to give praise to all the members joining every week. Group and Ivy. I want to give praise to Mateo and Santiago for helping spread progress. Griff for leading the soft governance call this week, which led us to the mission, vision, and values, which was great. For Ivy for working on that the previous weeks. Jake for his awesome mood and energy on all the calls. And finally, I want to give praise to all the new ones. It's beautiful to see this room full of new people. Back to you, Griff.
Perfect. Let's pass it to Tyler Golado. Are you there, Tyler?
Hey guys, great to meet everyone. I joined the call a little bit late. I think Paul's going to be my business partner. Paul's going to be presenting something towards the end of the call. Sorry if I missed the beginning part.
It's okay. If you have any praise to dish, you're welcome to dish it. And if not, you can pass it to Paul.
I'm relatively new to the community. This is my first time joining you guys. Yeah, appreciate that you put this together and curate these calls. So yeah, praise to everyone for working hard in the space. Yeah, appreciate you keeping the invites open.
Nice. Then let's pass it to Paul.
Hi everyone. My name is Paul. Really excited to be here tonight. Going to be sharing a little bit of our work later, but I want to just dish out some praise. Haven't had the opportunity to engage with Token Engineering Commons and the Common Stack community in a while, but I want to dish out massive praise to Griff and Jeff and the entire Common Stack team for stewarding the Common Stack through the bear market. I think pre-bear market was like the last time we really like had a deep dive. So I know that took a lot from the team, and so just massive praise for getting us to this point and still all being here, working on the same things and successfully launching the first Common Stack. Also, yeah, praise to all the amazing people that developed the Commons simulator. I think I had the chance to play around with it a couple of weeks ago. Thought it was a really cool way to teach people about the fundamental design principles that go into these systems in a fun and engaging way. And finally, praise to the praise system. I think this is a really fantastic way of doing stand-ups. And yeah, we're looking forward to implementing a similar system in VietaDAO, which I'll share a little bit more on later. Thank you so much, guys.
Great, thank you. And ViV, do you have any praise to dish?
Let me think. I'm not sure. I don't. No, I don't think so. I did some to Marco, and I'll dish some to Tam for reaching out to me to explain me about the hatch. And some to you for having that discussion about bots.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks, ViV. And I think we made it. We made it. I think that we made it through the longest praise we've ever had. Thank
Griff,
you.
I want to praise Griff.
Oh, did you not praise Mitch? Oh
I
my
didn't,
gosh.
no.
Jump
It's
in.
okay though. I'll make it short and sweet.
Praise.
I'd like to praise Nate first of all for being so thorough and thoughtful in his work. Adding on heaps of praise to Vitor and Fabio for their good work on the dashboard. Praise to Jake for good QA and feedback on the dashboard. Tamara for being insightful and having really good thoughts about communications. Marco for following up with GitHub issues and keeping things moving. That's it. Back to you, Griff.
Thanks, Mitch. And thank you, guys.
Can I add some last minute praise?
Yeah.
I just saw that Mike Elias is on the call, and I wanted to shout out praise to Mike Elias. Mike and I were in a bidding war, I think, on OpenSea for the first ever like scientific NFT. So Open Science NFT that will now go to fund an appetite study. And yeah, Mike, excited to be on a call with you the first time, and yeah, massive praise to you for also supporting the scientific ecosystem.
Nice. And Mike, if you have any praise, I kind of skipped you because your mic wasn't working before, but okay, we will continue to skip you unless you unmute. So we can start. Thank you guys for joining. I'll be facilitating, Wonka will be moderating. And if you have any issues, big or small, please don't be afraid to click our conflict management sheet. This is really just the way that we keep the relational fabric strong. If you see something, say something. If you see some weirdness between people, let's address it early before it causes any other larger problems. It's a really simple form, and it's really important for us and on our efforts to make sure that we are a tight-knit, lovey-dovey community. Thank you all for the praise. Obviously, we're doing a lot of praise in Discord now, but don't be afraid to join the TE praise channel so you can get it on Telegram too. You want to feel that praise love on every channel, so don't be shy. Join the Telegram TE praise channel and definitely add the calendar to your Google Calendar. This is where we have all of the, I mean, there's probably 4 to 5 hours of events every day in the TE community. But only half of them, or maybe a little more, are TEC events. But definitely don't miss it and add this calendar to your action. We have all of the little nitty-gritty details of what we're doing, super transparent and available on ZenHub. If you want to try to pick up an issue or you want to see what's happening, just click this ZenHub link and join the ZenHub revolution. And with that, I'll pass it to Tam to talk about the Community Stewards Working Group and how we're doing overall.
All right. Hey, so I'm just sharing my screen now. So, we're in mid-sprint of Sprint 7, and we named Sprint 7 Mission, Vision, and Values, this mountain emoji, because we think the mountain is a good symbol for the magnitude of our vision, of our mission, the resolve of our vision, and our unshakable values. And it's always also a nod to a rumored waterfall lands deep in the mountains of Ecuador. So this is the board. If you filter by milestones for Sprint 7, you can see what all of the working groups are working on right now, what's in our backlog, what's in progress, and what we've closed this sprint. Another thing I want to give an update on is the progress toward the hatch. We have over 330,000 DAI of swap commitments. We've reached out personally to over 70 individuals and individual sessions. And most importantly, it's the people that are showing interest in this are, hardcore token engineers and academics and commons and, everyone in this community who's making this community so strong. We also have this nifty diagram that I want to again say thank you to Jeff for, because you should have seen the first draft of this. He's really helped me get it into a shape where I can throw it into our TEC deck now, and it's much more clear of what phase 1 and phase 2 are when I'm talking about the phases to potential hatchers. So I want to say where to find us. So the TEC Community Stewards meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Stewards channel. And if you want to know how this sausage is made, you can come and watch us real time as we're doing our sprint planning or our sprint retrospectives. Those are on the calendars. And all of our YouTube videos, as was mentioned before, are recorded. So you could also find us on the Stewards channel. So all the best things happen in the working groups. I am going to pass to the legal working group steward Santi to kick us off.
Thank you, Tam. Hello, everyone. The steward leading the legal working group. We meet on Fridays, 4 p.m. Central European time, and we've been working on all the legal terms for every single interaction that users and members of the DAO will have. Right now, we're focused on the proposals, the terms of the proposals that teams will just release to us, to get some funds, and we're gonna be busy with that for the following weeks. You're more than welcome to join us. There's a few of us already joining every week, and it's great because it's an awesome way to understand the interactions that members of this community will have. So I love to see you all there, and I'll pass it to Juan Carlos, who's leading the group.
Thank you, Santi. I am the steward of the gravity. That is our mechanism and our proposal for having conflict management and conflict prevention within our community. And for that, we are promoting processes so that everyone can feel included. As Griff said, we have the type form where you can inform any small issue that you perceive in the community that you think that can be solved through the dialogue. And also, if you want to have to take some time of the organization, you can also inform so that there is no affection of our workflow. And we gather after this call. And today we will be talking about the gravity survey that we want to start applying for the next weeks, and to diagnose and identify the needs of different DAOs related to conflict management and the interaction of the community towards these kind of situations. And with that, I will pass to Eduardo, to the Hatch Outreach Working, or to Tam.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Juanca. In the Hatch Outreach Working Group, that was a funny modification. In the Hatch Outreach Working Group, we are focused on onboarding hatchers and proposals that are projects for the oncoming hatch. So I encourage everyone in this call, as I do every Thursday, if you know anyone that may be interested on being a hatcher, please let me know, send me their DM, or if you yourself are interested in being a hatcher, contact me right away. Don't you worry, I will find time to attend you. The same as proposals. If anyone here belongs to a project that is interesting, that is token related and has values that align with us, please send me a message and we will follow through. We are also we have reached more than 70 hatchers so far. So we are, this is possible thanks to the team of the Hatch Outreach. And thanks to Tam also for helping on developing a process that we can now onboard people. We have also meetings every Wednesday, 6 p.m. CET. We have, if you are new to our community of Token Engineering Commons, we also have AMA calls for PM CET. And if you wanna know more information about a hatcher, what it means and so on, we have calls on 1 p.m. CET. So you can reach us out. We have different channels. We have Discord, we have Telegram, and that will be all. We are focusing, by the way, on this sprint on onboarding proposals. That's our main goal. We even have a SWAT team. There you go. We have a SWAT team dedicated to target proposals and welcome them into our ecosystem. So with that being said, I will pass it on to Livy.
Thanks, Adu. Yeah, so the soft governance working group, for whoever is new here, is implementing Ostrom's principles into our governance structure and taking care of the culture and the cultural build of the TEC. And now we are having this process of the mission, vision, and values that it's mostly, it's basically all I have to say today for you all to go there and create a proposal. It's super easy. You might take a little bit of time just to read the proposals that are already there if you're not familiar with the narratives that we have already. And if you need to take an example, you can take an example of the proposals that are previous mission, vision, and values that we had there before. And also Mitch, praise to Mitch that did this amazing blog post explaining, forum post explaining how quadratic voting works on token log. And it sounds very scary, but it's not. And he made this post to prove that, how it's very easy to understand, and how it's great that we get to test this process before the parameters are chosen. And the parameters are coming soon. So it's really an awesome opportunity to use token log to propose the mission, vision, and values. And this is really important for us moving forward, because we get to know what is that everyone is seeing in the community. How do you see the Token Engineering Commons? This, yeah, it's super exciting, and the votes are gonna go until next Tuesday. So there's not much time. In SoftGov, we're gonna announce who are the winners, and if there's not a winner, what is the next steps of this process. So if you have C-Stack score or impact hours, which I think most of the people here have, or everyone maybe, you can vote. So anyone can propose, and C-Stack and impact hour token holders can vote. And then the next thing is I want to acknowledge all the movement that has been happening in the incubator and really thank everyone that has been supporting new members there. It's super important and nice to have this welcoming environment at first. So if you have any questions, you can come to the incubator and ask your questions there. And also the graphic that Griff is showing is SourceCred graph that we'll have more updates about it on the next SoftGov call. And with that, I'll pass to Zaptimus and transparency.
Thank you, Libby. This week on transparency, we were working more on internal documentation. After like 268 videos, scrolling down like the database was getting tedious, so we decided to move it. And yeah, the last video is on top, and we had to do it manually because we did it with the Groovy bot, so it was fun. And I also pinned all the documentation like related to the transparency on the Discord. And we were mostly working on internal things. And I'll pass it to Omega. Maybe Libby.
Sure. Yeah. So we have a survey now that it was developed in the last Omega calls, mostly by Shabnan and Michal and Juanca and Zaptimus and I, and there was inputs from many people to create this first token engineering community survey that is it's mostly environmental in this first step. So what is the environment of token engineers? Where are they coming from? What is their knowledge field? What is their expertise? So doing this first survey to follow up with others in the sequence to create a research on what is the ethos of token engineering. So please click on that survey. You're all invited to fill in and also send it forth to token engineers that you know and that you would like to have this information coming from them. And I pass to Chewy with comments.
Yes. Thank you, Livy. Well, in comms,
just a heads up, I might ask these be very short because we're around.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll make it quick. Okay, so the communications working group meets on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Central European Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but we might be changing this. Why? Because we're going through different changes in the comms group, and if you're new to the community and you see that there is like something needed, just please come forward, and you can definitely contribute with us. So I've been also posting this on OneHype for some weeks now, but this week is the first time that I posted in the TEC forum, and this is basically like a comms bridge in between OneHype and the TEC, because the Common Swarm is like a mutual effort of these two communities. So we noticed some weeks ago that there wasn't really like a lot of people understanding what goes on in the Common Swarm. So if you want to follow this forum thread, you can be updated on anything. And this is also like the post, but for the OneHype forum, which is like a little bit more structured so that they can understand it better with what they know. and also it can be more of an introduction if they are having a first approach to the Common Swarm. We also have like some really cool articles in our Medium. So make sure you check out this the transparency. I'm sorry, listening.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's good. And we also have this incredible article by Michael Sargam. So if you want to check it out, it's in our Medium. Also, tomorrow we have a meme party. If you have never been to meme parties, they're very fun. I highly recommend it to you, and it's just like one of those ways in which it'll like, I think, surprise how that, like, the different ways in which you can contribute to the community. So make sure you hang out. We basically just like listen to music and share some good memes. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have to steal it because we only have 3 minutes before we have to pass it, and we have 2 more groups. So I'm actually just going to take on both of these groups. I'm really sorry, Jake. But the TE Params group has a lot of really cool stuff coming up this week, and we'll make some big announcements, but the dashboard is basically ready to launch. So that's very exciting. We'll be picking parameters this week. And then for Common Swarm, we have reached the hatch freeze. So that's really exciting, and Adria is auditing the contracts, and that looks pretty good. Sam, do you have like a 30-second update, like really 30 seconds?
Okay, we are already working on the next phase. So the big news is disputable apps are already in XDAI. We are working on the template towards that. And the demo that we did last week, we had some technical problems with that because things change in the matrix, and I hope that we can fix it as soon as possible and have it the vote for the migration for tomorrow.
And that's why we have demos. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. I want to introduce Paul. Paul is a legend in the token engineering space, one of the first people to really do commons experiments. He ran this project he runs this project called Molecule, who had a demo called Catalyst, which was very inspiring for me personally, and really followed the using a bonding curve to fund public goods. He's a leader in the space, in our space, and I'm very delighted to have him present VietaDAO. Or is it VitaDAO?
It's VietaDAO, but you can call it whatever. Different people call it different things, which I like about it. The name, yeah, Griff, thank you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited to present to you tonight. Maybe some background on myself. Have been in the space since I think early 2015. Was a big fan of the DAO. That's how I first came across Griff. Threw a whole bunch of ETH into the DAO, which was a very fun experiment. I think Griff and I then met at DEF CON in Shanghai that winter, which was fun. Long story short, the space has come a super long way. I'm the founder of a project called Molecule. At Molecule, our overall mission is to decentralize ownership in drug development. So I think drug development and pharmaceutical development more broadly is one of the most monopolized industries that we have today. And it's really one of those industries where a lot of people struggle to be like, it's too big to change. Yet it has like a significant impact on patients' lives, on GDP. One guiding question, and Tyler, who you heard speaking earlier, was like, one guiding question, research question for us has been, what if therapeutics were collectively owned by patients? What would a world look like where insulin was owned and governed by diabetics? What would that do to access and pricing of those medicines? So we've been working on this for a very long time. I think if you go digging a little bit, there's an article that I wrote which is called Token Bonding Curves in Practice, which essentially in June 2018 talks about attaching an NFT to a bonding curve for universal distribution of royalty rights in pharmaceutical assets. the use case that we're working on is very challenging because you're kind of managing multiple stakeholders and spaces. On the one side, you have the scientific community and scientific data. On the other side, you have patients, which are the end users. You have the legal complexities of how do we take patents and real-world IP into Web3. And then the whole DAO AMM story of how do we get these things financed in a decentralized manner. And yeah, I'm really excited today to share our work on VietaDAO. So VietaDAO is really the first of what we hope to be a series of decentralized intellectual property collectives. So VietaDAO is a DAO modeled after Moloch v2 and v3 contracts and the LAO, and will essentially hold a portfolio of IP assets via NFTs. Our role at Molecule is to somewhat become almost like an open sea for scientific IP. So we're working with universities across the globe that can create profile pages for their research on our discovery site, and then attach those to NFTs, and then through a legal framework that we've developed, and then move them into the wonderful world of Web3. So what VietaDAO specifically focuses on is financing longevity therapeutics. So any therapeutics that can extend healthy lifespan in people. As we all get older, this is an increasingly interesting topic. And there's also a big, I think, risk here that longevity therapeutics, which is arguably like the final frontier of like human evolution in some sense, is monopolized in the same way that we've monopolized everything else that has happened in pharma and biotech over the past decades. So how does VietaDAO work? As I said earlier, it's modeled after Moloch v2 and v3. Members can contribute funds or work to earn Vita tokens. VietaDAO then acquires IP from universities, from researchers across the globe, or from biotech companies in order to finance research and development around that IP. VietaDAO does that through creating balanced liquidity bootstrapping pools that it uses to fund those individual research projects. And then funds that are held within the VietaDAO treasury will flow to laboratories that now start producing data. Those data assets also flow back to VietaDAO. So VietaDAO will hold both data assets and IP assets. And furthermore, those data assets can be opened up, which is a really big step towards open science. And further, they could be monetized on data marketplaces such as Ocean Marketplace. So we're working quite closely with the Ocean team because we feel in the Web3 space that's one of the first real ways to create value and sustainability around the VietaDAO ecosystem. And then in the long run, the IP, so essentially you have to consider biotech and pharma development consist of two core components. On the one side, it's data. On the other side, it's IP. If the data is positive, the IP increasingly gains in value. And our hope over time is that essentially we might be able to create a pharmaceutical ecosystem or a biotech ecosystem that doesn't rely on big pharma anymore and those let's say those very closed pipelines, but rather a much more open ecosystem. That's kind of like that's the high level overview. We further then intend, so first of all, those IP NFTs essentially represent an NFT that is attached to a real world license, which is transferred to the DAO, which the DAO can also transfer out again. So these IP assets can now become completely liquid, and yeah. So who's moving around in the stream? I'm wondering. Oh, is that you, Griff? Okay. Loved it. You were like following my train of thought. But I had a hard time catching up with you.
Yeah, sorry about that. But actually, we're at the top of the hour.
That's perfect.
Do you have how can people learn more about VietaDAO?
Please join our Discord. It's currently flush with longevity researchers, and more Web3 people are coming in. We're also working quite closely with Kiko on some of the token engineering. We're hoping to work with block science. Curve Labs are getting a little bit involved. So we're bringing we're creating a really good ecosystem of people working on this. And yeah, if you're interested in like supporting the first decentralized biotech collective, please join our Discord. We hope to replicate this for other therapeutic areas as soon as we can. So we have a very strong interest in mental health and psychedelics research, rare diseases. We're also looking at potential use cases in HIV. Like the scope of this is extremely broad. But the first one that we're really focusing on is longevity, because we feel there's a very strong product market fit between Web3 people and people interested in longevity. Yeah.
Can we get a link?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great, Paul, if you wanted to post some links in our community hall channel that we can follow. It'd be amazing. And I also, Jake, I kind of cruised over Jake, but Jake really wanted to highlight one important tweet that came up this week. Basically, I was asking the community, the greater crypto Twitter community, if anyone else has ever voted on mission, vision, values before launching. And actually, we got an interesting from Curve Labs. Pat said, well, you know, I'm not sure if this actually matters or if it's just theater. And, you know, this is the question that we all have to answer. Is our mission, vision, values vote just theater? Are we just playing a game? Is this a charade? Well, it's really, I think it was very clear in Olivia did a great thread on what theater is about and whether or not it's this. But I think Pat really nailed it. Did anyone else propose? Did anyone outside the core contributors even vote? Did we iterate on our values? Did this change anything? We'll find out. You tell us this week, and let's see if this is theater or not. But thank you guys, and please get out there and vote on mission, vision, values if you can. And the next call is happening in the Gravity Room. So one of the most important calls we have every week. This is where we work to strengthen the relational fabric of our community. So join Juan and the rest of the Gravitons in the Gravity Room, and for the rest of you,